back to the Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel is all about cozy mysteries and romance books, and today I'm talking about my SAS list for 2022. So before I get into that, let me tell you about SAS. SAS is serious about series, and there's a couple different ways this year of doing it. So I'm going to direct you to the creator of this amazing challenge so you get all the details. Her name is Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. It's going to be in the description below, her link to her channel. If you're a book reader, you've got to subscribe to her channel. She reads everything. She reads a ton, and she's just so sweet and lovable, and I just love watching her videos. Please, please, please go check her out. All right, and make sure you check out her SAS while we're all here today. If you've made a SAS list, if you are interested in reading any of these cozies I mentioned, anything else that you want to talk about, down in the comments is the place to do it. On your way down to comment though, please, please, please stop. Hit that subscription and the notification bell. The notification bell is going to tell you when I put out videos each and every single week so you don't miss a thing. And the subscription keeps my channel growing, and I'm very close to a huge goal. And I'm so excited about that because I have made myself like rewards for as I hit certain goals. So I'm so excited about that. So please, please, please think about subscribing and continuing to check out my videos. Let's get into it. We're looking at my 2022 SAS list. This is if I don't change it 500 times. In 3, 2, 1, go. Just so you know, I'm not going to mention the first book in this series. I'm just going to mention this series. I'm not going to really talk about them much. I might do a little jibber jabber, but I have quite a few that we need to talk about. So I'll try to keep it short and sweet. All right. The first one, number 1. So this is, okay, I'm sorry. So I am doing the 2022 SAS list. So you can do 22 series that you want to work on or finish or progress in, all of those things. Or this year you can do a list of 20, a list of 20, and a list of 2. So that is what I'm doing. So my first 20 is 20 SAS. So 20 series I want to catch up on, progress in, that sort of thing. So now, let's get to number 1. It's Library Lovers by Jen McKinley. I'll put the first book right here. I'm absolutely loving this series already. I think I'm on book 4, and it is so great. Number 2 is the Campers and Criminals series. This is by Tanya Kappas. Here is book 1, and this one is great if you're doing our Killing Time with Cozies Alphabet Challenge for 2022. It's a year-long challenge where you try to read a letter from each alphabet as the beginning of the title. So if the title was Campers and Criminals, that would be your C, on and so forth. So there is a couple of exceptions. Some of the harder letters, I think like X and Z and maybe U and a couple others, you can have those anywhere in the title. They don't have to be the first word. For all the details, and to make sure I'm not giving any wrong details, join our Cozy Mystery Discord. You can see all of our challenges, all of our events, and just talk about cozies all the time. It's amazing. All right, so Campers and Criminals is number 2. Number 3, the Goldy Bear series by Diane Mott Davidson. It is right here. I had read a bunch of these. I'd gotten away from them, and recently multiple people in our Discord group had started reading them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get back to those. And I'm so glad that they brought that to the forefront because it's a series I really, really enjoy. Number 4, the Candy Coated series by Nancy Coco, right here. This is such a fun series. The main character works at her family's fudge shop, and then within the fudge shop, it's a building, and there's a fudge shop and a hotel. I think the fudge shop's on the floor, the ground floor, and the hotel's above, but vice versa, whichever one. It is a really fun series. It takes place on, I know I'm going to say this wrong. Hopefully I don't. Mackinac Island in Michigan. And it just seems so cozy. The island doesn't allow cars, and there's always like events, and the town is very intermeshed. I did love it. I love everything about it. So much fun. Number 5, The Pancake House by Sarah Fox, right here. I think I only have a few left in this series. It is so much fun. The main character Marley. I think it's Marley. She inherits her uncle's pancake house. She'd come to town in one of the books to help out, and she ends up staying. She's running this pancake house. Absolutely love it. Number 6 is Christmas River by Meg Muldoon. Here's the first book. I have been like almost binging these, but partly it was because they're all Christmas books, or they're not all Christmas books. Let me re-say that. But the town is a town focused on Christmas. Name of the town is Christmas River. There's a lot of kind of those activities, but the last book I read was set at the 4th of July, so I don't want to tell you wrong. It's a lot of fun. This series really grew on me. The first one, I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it was a solid read, but I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be something that I absolutely love. And then I was encouraged to continue reading, and now I'm really into it. It's a really fun series. The relationships in it are great. There's a really cute grandpa, and you know that's like gonna get me every time. So much fun. Number 6. No, that was number 6. I'm sorry. Number 7 is the Country Store series by Maddie Day. Here's the first one. Main character is Robbie Jordan. I hope I'm not mixing this up with another series. I did not create notes for each individual series because I know enough about them, but I realized that sometimes I don't know the main characters. Sorry. But I think it's Robbie Jordan. She owns Pans and Pancakes, and this series takes place in Indiana, and it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it, and I can't wait to get back to it. Number 8, the Sloan Krause series by Ellie Alexander. I think I only have a couple left. So the good news is, and some exciting news, I mean, it's not definite, but it's super exciting. Ellie Alexander started her own publishing press named Sweet Lemon Press. Let's just say that. It's Sweet Lemon something. I don't know if it's press or publishing or whatever, but it's Sweet Lemon. And she has a book coming out in March, her first standalone. That's going to be the first book that's published through this press. But she is going to be doing other authors, as well as she said there could be more Sloan Krause. Again, that's not definite. I'm not trying to start any rumors. Although maybe if I started enough, it would have to happen. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. But she did say that it's a possibility. So super exciting. This series, our main character, Sloan Krause, she was married at the beginning. She worked for her husband's family's brewery. She separated from her husband. Now she's working at this microbrewery called Nitro, and it is so good. I absolutely love it. The town is Leavenworth, Washington, which is like this Bavarian town. So I love it. I love the setting. I love the characters. There's a character in it named April that is my absolute favorite. So nobody bash April. She's a little wacky. I like it. I'm sorry. I'm a little stuffy. I apologize. Number 9 is the Bakeshop series by Ellie Alexander. I love this series. So our main character, Jules, she was married. She worked on a cruise ship with her husband. She finds out a secret that her husband was keeping from her, and she separates from him and goes back to her hometown, which is Ashland, Oregon. It's an amazing little town, and it's a real town, by the way. Interesting. And she works for her family's bake shop named Tort. So much fun. Again, the characters are brilliant. I love everything about it. Can't wait to continue that series. Number 10 is the Catered series. I think it's just called Mystery with Recipes, but I always call it the Catered series. This is by Isis Crawford because all of the books start with a catered birthday, a catered Valentine's Day. You get the gist. Here's the first book. I love this series. It takes place in New York, which there's not a whole lot of cozies that take place in New York, so that's different. It's 2 sisters that own a catering shop. Their father is involved in solving the mysteries. I love it. Can't wait to get back to it. All right, number 10. I hope I'm not getting my numbers wrong. It's the Farm to Fork series. This is by Lynn Cahoon. The first book is right here. And I've only read a couple of these, and I can't wait to read more. This is really sad. I don't know if I want to show you this, but see how many times this stuff has been crossed out? So I'm hoping that it's all numbered right at this point, and I'm actually giving you the right number, which is 20. If it's more than 20, it just means that I'm going to finish some more series. This is me knocking on wood. Okay. Let's get to it. That was number 10. That was number 11. See? I'm so sorry. Number 11. So number 12 is the Lickety Slits Ice Cream Shop series. This is by Cynthia Baxter, and I think I only have one in this series. It is a lot of fun. I'm loving all of the ice cream shop cozies. Great job. All right. So that was number 11. It's so hard to read at this point because I've crossed it out so many times. I don't know, guys. I'm so sorry. Because I know this isn't right. All right. I'm just going to say 14. And then if you're really interested, message me and I'll tell you the others. Because I've crossed out so much that I don't know what is right. Okay. Number 14 is the Maple Hill series by Wendy Meadows right here. That's the first book in this series. I only read one of these. I really liked it. It's a short, sweet, cozy, and I thought it would be really easy and fun to get back to. So number 15 is the Pepper Martin series by Casey Daniels. Here's the first book. I talk about this series a lot. It's one of my all-time favorites. I haven't finished it because sometimes I think a lot of people talk about this and feel this way, but when series are ending, I like hold on to the last ones. Like if I don't read them, then the series really isn't finished in my mind and it helps me cope. I actually think I have 2 or 3 in this series, but that's because there was a big gap where I thought the series had ended. And then as I was doing my research, I realized I thought I only had 1 left. I think there's 2 or 3 that she ended up putting out, which is super exciting because that means that there's always could be more, that would be amazing. Number 16 is the Second Chance Cat series by Sophie Ryan. It is right here. I just want to continue it. I've read one for one of our knockout challenges. I really enjoyed it, and there we go. Next up, number 17 is the Deputy Donut series by Ginger Bolton. The first one's right here. I love this series. Our main character, she is a widow, and she opens a donut shop with her husband, with her husband that is deceased, his father. So her father-in-law. It's so much fun. There's a cat named Deputy Donut, hence the title. It's also the title of her shop. They drive around with like an old cop car that has a donut on it instead of sirens. That would be so cool. I love this series. It's a lot. It's just so much fun, y'all. 18 is the Cookie Cutter series by Virginia Lowell right here. I wasn't thrilled with the first book, but I just want to give it a chance. So I decided to put it on this list to make sure that I gave it a chance. I don't know that I really didn't enjoy the book, but I don't normally have as hard of a time, but it was really hard to wrap my brain around the fact that a cookie cutter business could sustain itself in a small town. And I know I need to suspend disbelief, but I have a hard time suspending disbelief, which is why I'm not a huge fan of like fantasy and paranormal and those sort of things anyways, sci-fi, because I'm not good at suspending disbelief. So, and I know for a lot of times the stuff in cozies wouldn't happen. Like I realized that there wouldn't be this many murders in the small town without like the FBI coming in and like, I don't know. I mean, I get that. Anyways, I thought if I put it on this list, I would give it another try. And number 20 is the Pennsylvania Dutch series by Tamar Myers. Here's the first one. This is a great series. It's another one that I thought was over. Several years had passed in between, and then she started putting out books again, which is super exciting. And this one, our main character is Magdalena Yoder. Isn't it weird how series that I'm in the middle of, sometimes I can't remember the main characters for, but this series I haven't read in a couple years, and I can tell you the first and last name of the main character. Her name is Magdalena Yoder. She owns a Mennonite bed and breakfast, like an inn, and people can pay for the full Amish experience, but really they're just doing her chores, which is kind of brilliant, kind of like horrible at the same time, but since it's fiction, I can laugh at it. I can't wait to get back to more of it because I really did enjoy them when I was reading them. I don't think that's 20 because, like I said, I think I skipped somewhere in the middle, but I have several other series that I still want to read, so you can always ask me. All right, so my second list of 20 is Kindle Unlimited books. I want to use my Kindle Unlimited. I pay for it, and because it's ebooks, and I'm a really slow e-reader, and there's often times where I just don't, it's not feasible to fit it in my schedule. I can't read very long periods with my eyes, for very long periods with my eyes. So I sometimes don't utilize it, but since I'm paying for it, I definitely want to utilize it more than I am. So here we go, the 20 Kindle Unlimited series. Again, I'm not going to tell you the title of the first book. This is the title of the series, but I will put up the first book's cover. So number 1, and there are 22 of these because I did not switch a bunch of them out yet. I've done videos since I made this list. I'm like, oh, I really want to try that one. It's KU. But for right now, this is what I have. Number 1 is the Divine Mystery series by Hope Callahan. Here it is. This is the first book that I put up. I've been talking about wanting to start this series for a while, and this is the year I'm going to do it. Number 2 is Murder in the Mix by Addison Moore, book number 1. I talk about this series a lot when I do videos, and I just think it looks so cute, and it sounds adorable, and there we go. Number 3 is the Dune House series by Cindy Bell. This is the series I've actually started. I think I've read the first 2 in, but it doesn't mean that these have to be brand new series, and I just want to make sure I continue it. Number 4 is the Myrtle Lake series. This is by Constance Barker. Here is the first one. Number 5 is the Burger Bar series by Rosie A. Point. Here is the first book. I actually read this one. I didn't love it, but I do want to give the second one a shot. I didn't dislike it either. I think I gave it 3 stars, which is a solid read. There were things about it that I was like, but it's definitely worth giving number 2 a shot for because I do really like her other series, which is the Bite Size Bakery series, which is number 6. Here is the first book in the Bite Size Bakery. This is a really cute series. Most of, at least what I've read of Rosie A. Point, her books are very short, very sweet, like 3 hours long if you're listening to them on audio, 4 hours somewhere in there, which is really fast if you're reading it at a, sped up speed. Number 7 is the Millie's Cruise Ship series. This is by Hope Callahan as well. Here is number 1. Hope Callahan was the first series I mentioned, the Divine Mystery, so I'm excited to give that one a go. Number 8 is one that I'd been talking about in my videos, and I was like, okay, I have to add this. It is the 2 Broomsticks, Gas, and Grill. 2 Broomsticks, Gas, and Grill cozy series. This is by Amanda M. Lee. Here's the first book, and the name alone gets me. Number 9 is the Melting Pot Cafe series. This is by Polly Holmes. Some of these I don't know a lot about. I just saw the covers, and I was like, and between the covers and the title of the series, I'm like, yes, give me that. Number 10 is the Jane Darrowfield by Barbara Ross, right here. Number 11 is the Florida Keys B&B. A Florida Keys series sounds amazing. I live in Florida, but to have a series take place at the Keys, I think just sounds really, really fun. This is by Darnell Collins. I cannot read my own handwriting. First book is right here. I'm so sorry. I'm stuffy, and I apologize for continuing to sniffle out. Number 12 is the Fanny Doyle series. This is by Violet Patton. Here's the first book. Number 13 is the Pelican Cove series. This is by Lena Clover, and I think I've heard a lot about this series from other people in our Discord group and from doing videos, and I just want to give it a whirl. Next up, number 15 is the Apple Orchard series. This is by Chelsea Thomas. Here is book 1. Number 16, I'm going to put the first book right here. It is a Costa Rica cozy mystery series. This is by K.C. Ames, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, give me this. I am loving that we are starting to have different cultures and different locations represented in our cozies. It's so exciting that we're diversifying some of those things, and I love it. I'm there for it, so I can't wait to give this one a shot. Number 17, here is the first book. This is part of the Ravenwood Cove series by Carolyn L. Dean. Number 18, here is the first book. This is another Carolyn L. Dean series, and It's called the World Traveler Cozy Mystery Series. Again, I'm really digging that we're getting different locations, so I was excited to see this. All right, number 19, here's the first book. This is part of the Garden Club series. This is by Hope Callahan. I want to try a lot of Hope Callahan books. I hadn't noticed that, but wow, I think I have 3 on the list so far. Number 20, the last one. Unless things get changed out at some point, which, let's face it. Number 20, oh my gosh, I'm already to my last one. And there's so many other KU series I want to try. It's incredible. All right, so here is the first book, and this is part of the No, it's not. It's part of the Darla's Delectables food truck cozy. I just think that sounds like so much fun. I had to include it. This is by Susan Harper. All right, so that is my list of 20 KU series that I either want to try or make progress in or get caught up in. Excited to utilize more of my KU. All right, so the last part of my SAS, so I did the 20, and now we're at 2. So my 2 is I'm going to work on series that are a lot longer than 10 books. So the first one I have is a continuation. It is the Donna Andrews, Meg Langslow series. Here's book 1. I think I'm on about number 13, 14, somewhere in there. I have to check Goodreads. And I think that there's like 30 in this series right now. So I really want to kind of continue that one. A lot of people got into it this past year, and it was another one I was like, oh my gosh, I loved that. And I never got away from it because I was tired of it or anything like that. I got away from it because I binged it when I first started reading cozies, and I read every one that was out. And then like a few years go by and I look again and there's 30 books. And I'm like, that's incredible. So I definitely want to get back to that one. And my second one is, I think I've read 1 or 2, but that's really it, and not in any particular order. I really want to read some of the Murder, She Wrote series. Right here's the first one, and there's like 54 in this series. So it's definitely one that has more than 10 books. All right, so that is my 2022 SAS challenge. So excited. I've already started it. I'm working on it now, and it is fabulous. Thank you, Elizabeth, for this great challenge. Again, Lizzie Faye Loves Books is the place to check out all of the details for this challenge. And until next time, may all your future reads be 5 stars. Bye, everybody!